So, can you retire on a budget? Can you retire on a budget and still have fun and have activities, things that you enjoy doing? I think you can. And I think it really comes down to having some good ideas and understanding that you're retired. You're not necessarily dead yet. Okay. So, let's get into this a little bit. First off, I think we need to redefine what retirement means because we've been caught up in this mantra that this is your golden years. This is your, take it easy and relax years. Now, I'm going to retire formally from my 30-year job at 60. I'm nowhere near done working. So a lot of this stuff is still relevant, but I'm not going to just sit around and do nothing. I plan to keep busy. But we are not in the golden years of our lives yet, even up into the 70s anymore, because people can stay fit and stay healthy and still get along and do great things. Now, the longer you're retired, the more taxing it can be on your budget. So what kind of things can you do while you're retired and still maintain a budget without blowing the bank? Because money is always everyone's biggest fear. They don't want to run out of money. So there's a lot of things that you can do that can keep you active and give you things to enjoy to do that aren't going to be budget busters. Now, I think one of the things we need to consider and continue to do is what I would call active aging. And I've heard this used before, but you don't want to, sentence your time to atrophy by sitting during the best years of your retired life, the youth of your retired life. There's one of the YouTuber Azul always talks about the youth of your retirement. When you first retire, those first 5, 7 years, 8 years, 10 years can be your youngest ages and your most active time. So you want to make sure that you're taking advantage of those things. So you want to stay busy and stay engaged and stay physically active because those kinds of things are what's going to make your life more fulfilling anyway. Plus, you want to have a good active retirement. Nobody wants to sit home and watch. I joke all the time. Nobody wants to sit home and watch Murder, She Wrote, right? Or Matlock. You want to be active. And I think that finding active things to do is easy if you want to stay within your budget. So my first step is that if you're looking at budget-friendly hobbies to get involved in, especially those that are going to keep you more active, is going to be stuff like hiking and biking and bird watching and stamp collecting and baseball cards, but outside stuff more like gardening and that kind of thing. Because you're going to have to get out there and tend to a garden. You're going to have to get some a bike. Yeah, that's going to be a little bit unfriendly for your budget to begin with, but it's not going to be after that. It's not like it's continued payment. It's not like having insurance or having car payments, right? So you buy the bike, you get out and you enjoy it and you have a good time with it and you get to be active. And if you get one that's got those little electrical assists on them, you can do more of the challenging stuff. And depending on where you live, you can do this all year round. Obviously, Florida is very active, lifestyle minded. They have trails and they have even along some of the bigger roads, not necessarily highways like the major highways, I-4 and 75, but even on the road that we currently live on, there's basically a big white walking bike path that goes the whole length of that road. It's like 7, 8, 10 miles long and continues all the way on to into the next town. So you can get out and do some activities without having to really drive anywhere. Just walk out your front door and find the path and get going. So we talked about some of the outdoor stuff. Let's talk about some creative things. Maybe you like to paint. Maybe you like to write. If you like to read, typically people that read enjoy writing too. I know that when I'm reading more regular, I enjoy journaling. And I do some creative work for this channel by doing some research and some studying and trying to take good notes. But those kinds of things, photography is a great thing you can do that, especially with digital cameras nowadays. Your phone's got some of the best cameras you're going to find anymore without spending any extra money. You already have it with you. I use it for my videos. I haven't upgraded to anything besides my iPhone 12 I'm using. I'm working on a mic still. I'm missing a piece, but that's not really the topic today. But I'd be outside, except it's so windy you'd never hear it. So, but that's some of the other things you can do. Moving on from there, there's a lot of things to do that can keep you involved in your community, like community groups. Think about possibly book clubs and volunteer groups, and there's lots of local events that are seeking volunteers. You can help out at marathons, walkathons, those types of activities. They always need volunteers. If any of the local clubs, the YWCA, the Boys and Girls Clubs, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, of course you're going to be vetted, but it's still a way to get out there, stay active, and work with people. And then, of course, we can find some other free and low-cost things at the local libraries. You can go there. They have free events. They have book clubs. They may have signings. They may have video releases or movies that they show, or especially documentaries. I know some of the local museums host that kind of stuff every once in a while. It's not regular per se. Then, of course, you have your parks and community centers. Like I mentioned, the Boys and Girls Club, the YM and YWCA are great clubs to work with. They often offer free fitness classes. They have concerts at the local band shells, and there's all kinds of workshops to learn how to do different types of things like painting, or if you want to learn some gardening tips. And then, of course, you can always embrace digital learning, because you're home, you have time. If you have the tech, which it doesn't take much, you can watch most of it on your phone with what we have here. You're watching YouTube right now, probably on your phone, according to the statistics. So there's all kinds of online learning platforms, and of course there's virtual museum tours I found, and a lot of streaming services that will offer different opportunities to watch different things and do different things. And since we're talking about networking type stuff and digital, don't forget to keep your social media and your digital social life going, because you can still chime in on activities like that and find out about new things that are coming to your town, farmers markets, those kinds of things. And you can go back to school, learn a new degree, take some online classes to learn about poetry writing, maybe about storytelling, maybe about basket weaving. There's too much opportunity out there to sit and not find something of interest. So there's no reason or excuse for you not to be active somehow. And these kinds of things keep your mind mentally sharp too, right? We all want to keep our wherewithal so that our kids don't swoop in and say, he can't make good decisions, I'm going to take care of that for him. But you can definitely use that digital information and digital things to do Zoom calls and stay along with family and meet with them, have meetings with other people. It's a great way to stay connected. My wife and I Zoom call at least once a week if we can with our granddaughter, so that she maintains her relationship with her the best she can. They were just down visiting when we went to my daughter's graduation, and the baby and her bonded like they had never missed a day. And that's because we do as much video time as we can and show pictures and that kind of stuff, and the baby can recognize, and now she feels comfortable. So that, of course, makes life a little easier when you're farther away. And when I move next year, it'll be harder for me too, because I get more time with her now than my wife does. So, but don't let retirement take you out of the loop. Don't let retirement become your end of the road. There's too many good opportunities out there, too many ways to stay busy and active and enjoy life, that you don't have to be a bumpkin, okay? And there's opportunities to embrace adventure. And that's what I look forward to. Having every day that freedom I talked about in one of my other videos that we're saving money for, so that we can have freedom, the freedom to choose what we want to do. And that's what your retirement should be about. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. See you next time.